and here our 3ds Max software, and let me maximize this screen. So in the last two classes we have learned how to create some normal object with the standard primitives and extended primitives, and we have some other operations like union, uh, subtract, merge. These options are available in the compound object ProBoolean. And we also have some AEC objects like doors, windows, stairs, walls. This kind of objects are already available here. So we can just place it. And after that, now let me show you that you should create a project folder. Why? Let me show you also that. Okay. Uh, so here uh, in this file tab, you will have this project, and when you are uh, creating a new project folder, then you should go for this create default. Okay. uh, and when you should go for create default, and here I have this create empty. Okay, so you can choose create default when you have a empty folder
Sir,
structure is already created. Yes, yes,
uh,
Asmita.
the tabs are not visible.
Okay, okay, let me share the full screen. Is this visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So let me start again. That when we are creating a new Max file or a Max project or a Max model we are creating, we should define a project folder. And Max will allow you to create a project folder. In that folder, not only your model will be saved, all the other files like any image files you have saved and your backup files. So all will be stored in a particular folder that will be your project folder, and each in that folder there will be each different file structure will be there as per the work. So that will help you to organize all the things in your project. Okay, so let's start how we can do it. Now let's go to this project, and here we have this create empty, create default, create from current. Okay, so you can choose like if you have any current project structure, like for this current file you have already a structure, and for the new new file which you are going to create with this new option. So for that also, if you choose that same path, so that you can choose like create from current. Okay. And also you can create default. So you a new project with the default folder structure will be created. Okay. So suppose you have a folder and within that folder you want to create the folder structure, so that you can create. Okay. And you can start from the scratch. A total new project will be created, but there will be no folder structures will be there, so it will be like a empty folder. Okay. So let me show you all the things. Okay, here I'll be creating. So let me create, go to file, and then project. Now let me start creating the empty folder. Let's create an empty folder, and let me define the desktop, and here let me uh, create a new folder. Okay, so this is the folder. Let's select this folder, and that is the uh, project folder, right? So here you can see this is the project folder. Okay, so that is you have created here, and this is the uh, configuration file. Okay, path configuration file that is created here. Okay, so as per this, whatever you will be saving in that folder, it will be saved. Okay, everything will be saved. Okay, so you will see like all your backup files and everything will be saved in this folder, within this folder. All right, now let me delete this. Okay, and now let me come back here, and now let's go to this project. Okay, and here you can go to this configure project paths. All right, so here this is the project folder. Let's click on OK. Now let me come back here. I think this is going to be created. Okay, okay, just a second. Let me come here, project, configure project paths. Okay, so let's select all this. Can check. Let me click on OK. Now, so these, whenever you will be saving, okay, so everything will be saved. Like in your project, let me tell you that if you are creating any animations, like all archives things will be saved in that particular folder. So here you are not creating any files within that 3ds Max folder, but you are just defining the path where everything will be saved. So in this project, not only you just create a model, but you also create some animation, some images, some photos, some link files you add. Okay, you can here also add some videos. So your render outputs will be there, render assets will be there, and lights will be there, materials will be there. So everything will be saved. Okay, so here you remember that first I have just created an empty folder, right? But they need to be saved. So after that, I'm just configuring the project paths where they will be saved. So right now, these are not defined. Okay, but these two are already defined. You can see. And if I go to this modify, and there I can choose this folder, double click. Let me come to this desktop and double click on this 3ds Max, and here you see this is the path, and you can click use path, and this is defined. Okay, so whatever you will be creating, all the backup files will be created there. Okay, so let me go with this and let me show you first. So this is the unsaved file, untitled. Here you can see. So let me just create any model, just a simple model, that is this model. And now let me go with the save option. Okay, and here it will be saved. You just give it a name like a box demo. Okay, and they will be saved. It is saved, and you can come here. Okay, it is saved, and when you will start working, the backup files will be added. Okay, the backup files will be added. So let's create it. Okay, I will work on it. And here, let me show you another, that is create default. Okay, so let's create a default. And within this desktop, let me just create, suppose, batch Mars 3ds Max. Okay. So this is going to be the folder. All right. So let's create the folder. Okay, so that is created, and that this is going to be the folder. Let's select this folder, and that is created. So for this, you can choose either this desktop, this project folder. Okay. So this one is created, batch merge 3ds Max, and here you can see that all these things are created. This file folder, all these folder structures has been created, and these are the paths. Okay, suppose you are choosing sorry, let me go to this here, and if you are selecting this as the path, your project path, so you have already defined this as the path, and here you can see that this is already defined. Okay, within that animation, scene assets, animation, you can see, you can come to this, sorry, just select and modify, and here you can come, and this is the path. Okay, this is the path which is already selected. Okay, scene assets, under the scene asset there is another folder, that is animation, and that is the path, and that is here defined. Okay, so same like that, all everything is already defined, so you don't have to come here and you don't have to define it. Okay, so that is like for each part of your project there is particular folders, and this way you will be organizing your project folder, and you should go like this. Okay, so for that you have this project, and you will create a default folder, and there you will be saving it, and here you will uh, define the project folder. If you need to change here, you will get the list, and there, from there you can change. Okay, so you have two options. You can either go with the uh, like uh, a default folder, you can choose a empty folder, you can choose, or else you can choose uh, this one with this folder structures, where everything will be organized within this folders, particular folders, and here within this single folder everything will be there. Okay, so whatever is your choice, you can choose it. Okay, so let's this will be the folder for me for this. Okay, let me save it again. All right, here you can see that one backup file is created, and so everything will be within this folder, as because I have created that empty folder, no folder structures is there. Okay, so that's what I want within a single folder. I want everything. So for that I have selected that empty folder. Okay, I don't need any folder structures. And if I need any folder structure, so I'll go with that this create default, and all the folder structures will be created, and within all the folders everything will be managed and organized. Okay, so this is the first thing you should do, right? After creating your models, you just define the project folder. Now let me show you that how you can import any CAD file or any Revit file. So the process is same. So let me just try with CAD file. Okay. So here you have this import option. Here you have this import, and you can choose either link Revit or link AutoCAD, and you have this FBX file. So FBX format, like you can import SketchUp file if you have saved FBX format. So this is for any modeling software. Okay, from any modeling software, you can import in this 3ds Max. So let's go with this link add option. Okay, and here also you have this xref. This xref option is available here, and you can choose xref objects or xref scene. So this can be managed here if you have any xref external reference file, so that you can available here. Let me go with this reference, and here also you have this manage link. So this option will come when you will import, link add or anything, or else you can choose import also to import any other 3ds Max file into this one, and you can merge any 3ds Max file into this scene. So let me select this CAD file here, and okay, so let me select this, and this is right now selected. Okay, and the preset is DWG file saved from AutoCAD. Okay, so this will be selected when you are importing a CAD file, and for AutoCAD architecture, Revit, we have these presets. Okay, and for this presets, we have some settings. So this one is the preset. Okay, you can go to this modify, and there you will see that we have these things. If you want to include some external reference which are present in your CAD file, light, sun, sky, these things you want to include. So right now I'm going to include a 2D file, and I'll show you including a 3D file as well. So let me cancel it now, nothing to save. So let's go for this. And if you want to like rescale with the unit, so you can choose the rescale, otherwise it will be imported into this file as it is. So you can choose rescale, and incoming file unit you can select. Okay, so that is millimeter right now, and if it is your current unit is inches, so with the factor within these two units will be the scale factor. Okay, now you can choose select layers, you can choose these things. Okay, so by default every layers will be selected, only the frozen layers will be skipped. And here you can go for this select from list, and you can uncheck this one if you don't need it. Okay, you can uncheck this ones. So if you are selecting all the layers, so then don't go for this. This is fine. And now let's go for attach this file. So this is the location. All right, X, Y, and Z coordinate. And let's click on yes. And that you can see. And this is the manage link if you need to change anything. So come to this file again. You all know about this reload, detach, bind. These things we have learned in Revit, in AutoCAD, right? So suppose you have changed the folder path, okay, and you need to define that path again. So what you will do, you will go for reload again, and you will define the path, and you will reload it again. Okay, and here you can go for this settings as well, file link settings. Here you want to change the layers to include that you want to change. Okay, and about all this I will show you when I will import a 3D file. Okay, now you can go for detach to delete it, and if you want to make it a part of your 3ds Max file so we can bind it. Okay, right now I'm not binding it. All right. So let me show you that we have some wall option. Okay. So with the walls, we can place it here, or with the box, we can also place it here. So these are the, sorry, windows, AC extended. Within this AC extended, we have this wall, railing, foliage options are there. So let's go with this wall, and you can define the width and height. It's like a polysolid in AutoCAD. Let me select this wall, and before specifying and before placing your wall, what you can do, you can come to this and go for this tape, and you can measure. So if I'm getting the option now, let's on the snap points, and from this to this, you can, sorry, hold your click and then drag to that point. Okay, so this is the length, 317.5. Okay, just a second, let me check. From this to this is 100, and from this to this, that is, just a second, let me check. Yeah, so this is the length. Okay. So 320.75 is the length. So with this tape option, we can check it. Okay. And here, let me select all this. And what we can do, let me go for this. Sorry. Uh, right click, unhide all. Let me select all this and delete. Now I'll go to this AC extended wall, and the width is 320.57, and for this, let's go with 3000. And about the justification, so I have center lines, so I can choose the justification center. And if you don't have center line, so you can choose either right. So this is going to be the right. Okay. And you can choose also left. So what you were selecting, as per that, you have to go with left or right. Okay, so for this side will be the left, and you have to place it like this. Now let me go with the center. I have this center lines, and you will have this snap points. I have this snap on. S is the shortcut for snap. And if you've done anything wrong, so you can go for backspace to undo it. Okay, here backspace. Like this. and yield point, yes, and right click. So this way you can place, all right. And after that, here you can just simply place the doors. So let me go to the top view, Z. After T, just press Z. So it will be zoomed. Now let me go to doors and let me choose pivot door. And this is going to be the width first. So let's define the width. Then, sorry. So because of this snap, I couldn't define. So I had to define like this: first width and then depth and then height. So it should be like, okay, just a second. Okay, click and then hold and then drag to that snap point and then give it a depth and then give it a height. So let me give it a height like 2000. All right, so that I have created. Now let me come back to perspective, and that is created here. You can see, right? And let me select this door and then come to modify, and then you can go for this opening angle. All right, so it's like a Revit. It will cut. All right, so this way you can place all your doors, right? And about the panel, so that is the thickness. So you can change the thickness. All right. So everything you can do the changes. So for this also, let me change the thickness to. All right. So this how we will be placing with the wall and doors and windows. We'll be creating it. So this is very simple. Now let me just insert another file, and here let me go with new all, and let's save it. No problem with that, saving it. So Max backup file is removed. Now let's start with this here. Here I'm going to import or link AutoCAD. Let me just a second. Let me find out the file. Okay, file, then go to this link AutoCAD, and here let me open up. And this is the file. This is the AutoCAD 3D file. Okay, and for that, this is the preset, and here I have this preset, and within that I have this settings. So if I need to include the sun and sky, I will include. If I have some hatch, I will include some hatches. So right now I don't have any points or hatch or external reference. So I'll deselect them. And do you want to include this UCS? So you can check it right now. I don't need to go with this UCS. So views, cameras are there, sun and skies are there, lights are there. So I need to include them. And about the curve steps. So these things you need to set, okay, about the curve steps and the maximum surface deviation for your 3D solids. So these things applied for your 3D solids. Okay, so when you have a curved model or for better and smooth 3D solid, you need to change them. Okay, so right now I will show you with these settings, and later I will show you the changes. So let's go for save, and this is the file, and here you can choose the rescale option. So this is the unit for that file. It will come up, and later you can change it to inches if you want to scale in inches. And if your current unit for your 3ds max is inches, so here you will match it. So let's go with this centimeters. I have no problem with that. Or else you can choose millimeter. If your current unit is millimeter, here you can go for millimeters. Okay, so let's go and attach this file. These will be inserted, and this is creating a daylight system here, and click on yes. Okay. All right, so these are included here. Okay, right now just let me close this file now. Let me show you. And this one is the daylight system is created uh, as per the 3ds Max. So here, as per this, you will have a sky background and all. And here you can see that I am having all this. Okay, that is my 3ds, sorry, AutoCAD 3D model. But here I need to change the textures. So the textures will not come up properly. Okay, so here I need to set and change the textures or the materials. Okay, so when I will discuss about the materials, there I will show you how you create materials, and you can do the changes for this. You can reapply them. Just now you see that I'm having like this. This is not proper, right? When I am having this curvature, so these are not properly coming, right? Okay, so next let's go to that preset. So reference and manage link. Okay, so let me share a desktop screen. You have this manage link option within this reference. Open that manage link and go to this file tab. Go to this file tab here, and this file is selected. Okay, you can go for this bind. Now I just need to change the preset, so I'll select that preset. And now let me go for this modify. Okay, and this is the curve steps and the maximum uh, surface deviation. So curve steps you can increase. So let me go with 32, and let's save. And with this presets, I need to reload it. Okay, I need to reload it. So I'll choose this files and click on this reload, and here also you need to save. Okay, all the settings. So let me choose this curve steps 32 and let me reload and let's see the result. Okay, so there you can see. Uh, Now I need to change this maximum surface deviation. Okay, so let's click on this. So I'm just showing you the result. Mm, should be coming. Let me detach and reload. So right now, let me see the preset. So this is the preset right now. Let's save it. Okay, and let me reload it. Okay, so link AutoCAD. Let's open it. And this is the one. Uh, Let me select and check it once. Yeah, so these are the things. And let's go for attach this files. Let me hide it now. And here you can see, right? Okay, right now I have better curves, correct? So you can add more steps, okay? And the surface deviation is very small. So that's what I need, right? I need a very small deviation of my surface and it will be completed in 32 steps. So it's like adding segments when you are importing the other uh, files. And here you can see that I'm having the uh, materials quite properly also for few of these materials, right? For other materials, I need to apply, just I need to apply. And it's better that you apply 3ds Max material here. So you will get the better result. All right. So that's you need to change if you have like this kind of curve objects are there. So you need to add, okay. So for that you will have better curves and a better form of your, better shape of your 3D model. Okay, so that's how we link other software files like Revit and AutoCAD. And for Revit, you will follow these same steps. Nothing will change. Okay, only the preset will change, and within that preset, you will have the same settings. So let me open this, and here I have this presets. So you can go for this modify, and here you will see. Okay, so everything is the same thing. So you just need to define this preset if you are importing Revit files. Okay, and for AutoCAD architecture, I have this. We have this preset. All right. So now let me just create another new file. Let's not save this and Z to zoom. So now I will show you that how you can create a complex object or a model with detail, with all the details. So it's like creating LOD 350 model or LOD 400 model where you have all the details in your model, and that will be a precise model. And here I will be creating with a poly modeling process. The process name is called poly modeling, and this will create a single component. Okay, so let me show you that. So first I will go with the standard primitives, and here let's go with this box, normal box I'm going to create. And I'm going to create a normal box now. And later I will change the uh, parameters. So let's change the parameters and let's give it a proper length, width, and height. Let me go for like 1800, and width I will define like 3400 or else 3500. Let's go for it. And about the height, so let's go for 525 mm, and I will press Z in this, sorry, 525, and then right click and then Z. Yeah, so here I have. Okay, and now let me show you also in the wireframe. This is the wireframe, and let me show you in this age. Okay, so age face will be highlighted when you have this default shading, and you can choose age faces. So all these age and your segments will be highlighted within this default shade color. Okay, so let me select it and let me change the color. So I will go for this color, click on OK, and let me change the name. So let me go for a sofa. Okay. So this is going to be a sofa, and I'm going to create it. So with this normal box, I cannot create a single component for my sofa, right? Uh, if I try to create uh, a sofa with this normal primitive, so I have to add another box and some other primitives like cone and all, or like extended primitives. So I have to add more primitives, and then I can group them. So for that, I also have this group option. So that I also can do, but that will not be like proper. Okay, so that if it is needed, we can do it later. Okay, so I'm going to show you that how you can design a sofa. So now let me go with F3, and here you can see right now I don't have much segments. So for a 3D model, you need some proper segments so that you can control and you can edit and you can modify your normal shape into another shape. Okay, you can change. In AutoCAD, I think I have showed you about mesh objects, and there you can control the vertex, the edge, and face, and not about mesh. Also, you can go for that solid. You remember that in the selection, there was a filter, and I can select vertex, and then I can move the vertex, and I can modify the simple object into another object. So that is also possible here in 3ds Max. So for that, you have to give the power to all these components of your model, like the vertex, edge, and surface will have the power, and then you will modify. Okay, so for that, what you should do, first, you must give some segments. So as per that, you will have uh, your vertices, your edges. So how many edges you need, how many surfaces you need, how many vertices you need. So that will controlled by segments. So right now, if you need this segment, so this segment is added in the length direction, and this is dividing this two surfaces, this side surfaces are dividing. Okay, so accordingly you will have your surfaces, one edges, these edges are added, so this will be added. And if you need more, like in width segments, you can add in this direction. Okay, so accordingly you will have, and for height direction you can add. So now I don't need in the length direction, so I will add like this. Okay, and for height segments, if you need to add, uh, so how many segments you need, you will define it here. And after that, right click, convert to editable poly. So this is the polygon modeling process or poly modeling process. With the help of this, you can convert your normal primitives into a different model. Suppose I'm going to convert this box into a sofa. So like that, you can do it. So any kind of model you can create with this poly modeling. So this gives you more flexibility and more power. So any kind of like a car also you can create. So in the first class, you remember I have showed you the GUI and there was a car. So that can be created in 3ds Max as well with the help of this poly modeling option. Okay. Now let me show you that in this poly modeling, I have this vertex, edge, border, polygon, and the element. So element means the total element. I'm talking about the total element all together, vertex, edge, surface. All right. All right. So let me select this one. Here I have this vertex, edge, and border. So let me show you each and everything. And these things have shortcuts. So if I press 1, it will activate the vertex so that I can select all this vertex. So it's like the filter option. I'll be able to select only vertices when this on, and that is the shortcut 1. Now I can select these vertices. Okay, these vertices I can select, and W for move, E for rotate, R for scale. I can apply this transform options, and here I have this. Okay, let me select this. These vertices are selected. Okay, and now what I'll do, I will click on this remove option, and if I click on this remove, you see that this part, the other parts are closed with a surface, right? Now let me control Z, and if I just select this and if I click on this delete, so this part will be deleted, and connecting uh, edges, the edges which were connecting those vertices are deleted, and the surfaces which were connecting the edges are deleted. All right, and this is right now hollow, you can see, and this part is called the border. This part is called the border. Now you can go with this border, and then you can select this border. So this is a border. You cannot select this as a border. Okay, when you have this hollow part, when you don't have surface connecting these edges, okay, then you have this border option that is called the border. I hope you understand, right? And then you can go for this cap, and then you can provide this cap. Okay, so that part is available here. So right now I don't need the cap option. I'll undo it. I don't need that cap. And for this border option, I have this 3. 3 is the shortcut for border, and 2 is for edge. Okay, you can either click by this option by your mouse, or you can just press 2 to activate the edge, and then you can select these edges. Okay, suppose you want to select all these edges in this y direction. So for that, you have this option called loop. Okay, or this is right now not selected because there are no such loop. So you can go with like grow. You can grow, and these will select all, and it will start growing, and it will be start selecting all the other edges connecting with this edge. So this way you can start picking all these edges. Or else what you can do, you can just select it and then you can hold this shift. If you're holding this shift, then in this direction, this will be selected. Okay, like that, you can select this edge and then you can hold shift and then you can start picking this, and all this 4 edge is selected. Okay, so this way you have to select. You can go with control as well. But if you are holding with the shift, so this generally select the total loop. Okay, so right now just I'm hovering my mouse and it's going to be selected. Right now, why is it not selecting the whole loop? Because of this, there is no surface. This is not connecting. This is right now not edge. This is can be considered as border and can be considered as edges edge as well. So that's why I cannot select in a loop. But if I go for this option, and then if I go for this shift, and here you can see that this one is selected, this was selected also. So like this, I can go for this shift and see that right now it's connecting this loop, and this loop is connecting as because this edge are divided into these segments. So that's why, okay, so this way you can select in a loop with the holding shift. Okay, and you have also this shrink option. You want to reduce the selection, then you can go with the shrink option. And in this ring, if you want to select, so like after selecting it, you can go with this ring. So it will select in a ring. You can see that these all 4 edges, this one, and this one is selected. So in X direction or in horizontal direction, it will select if you are going with this ring. Okay, and here you can see that 4 edges selected. So that is there, and you can go for this editing option. You have this edit edges, these things you have. Okay, so these are the functions, and we have other functions as well. So let's start working, and gradually let's know for it. Okay, so I will press 1 and I will select all these vertices. So for that, let me go to this left view, and here I have this, and let me from this left view I will select and then go to sorry, this is going to be the front. Okay, so it's going to be the front view, not uh, left view. So from this front view I'm going to select this way and come to perspective. So you see that from this front view I have selected, so these all are selected. So from front view it's like this way I have selected, and all this are selected. Okay, so this way I have sorted my selection, and after that I can do it. So it's like you can go to the top view, and if you just need to select like from this you need to select, so you will be selecting all these things. And here if you were having other vertices you could select them also. Okay, now let me go with this element option, and here I can select the whole element including everything. So this as like you were selecting this as object, so that is element. Okay, and now let me go with the modifier. Here I have a modifier, and that I'll go with a symmetry modifier. Okay, a symmetry modifier is there, and here I have all the mirror axis like Y, Z, and X, like that. I have this mirror axis, and I'll go with like this is there. Just a second, let me choose this mirror axis, and like this I can have it. Okay. So why I'm choosing this symmetry option? because I'll be doing only on the half part of my object, and then I can have the mirror reflection on the other half part. So for that, I won't be creating, it will be duplicated on the other half part. So that's I'm going with this symmetry. So I'll be just working on that half part which I have created with that box, and the other part will be symmetrical with this symmetry modifier. So that will be easier for me, because there are chances for human errors. I cannot exactly match the two half portion equally. I cannot match so exactly. So there are less chances of uh, doing so, and there are more chances of errors. So that's I'm reducing and minimizing, and you can say at least I'm making, I can say, like the chances are zero. So whatever you will be doing to this left side, that will be reflected to the left side or to the opposite side. So that I'm doing with this mirror option. Okay, so let me delete it and let me show you again. So just go for this modifier list, symmetry, type sy, and you will find out this symmetry, and that is available here. Okay, so that is done here, right? And next we come here, and here I'll be start adding some more objects, and more uh, let me come to this editable poly here, and let me add some more edges onto it. And for that I have this cut option. If I'm cutting this surface, then it will add the edges. Okay, so you can go to top view, and from top view you can start placing it. And suppose you have any line, so for that you can create some lines also. You can create some lines. So for that, let me show you how you can create lines. Shapes, choose a line, and you can on this snap, and here you can put the length. Okay, so any particular length you can place. Let me on the, okay, and let's go with this line. Just a second. So for that I need to add a tape here, and let's specify the length. And like let's go with 30. So that is the length. Okay, so okay. Now let me go for this hide unselected and unhide all. Okay, so from here, that is created here. Okay, all right. So like that, it is also created here. Okay, here you can see, right? Let me just delete this one and it. And here I have this one. Okay. Now let's go to the top view. So here we have this snap points. Okay. Let me select this. Yes. Okay. Here. And that is going to be 30. All right. So I have this point now. Now I can go with this vertex or the endpoint. And then let's go to this. Let me select this one. Let me go to this editable poly now. And here I can add this. Okay, so for this, I just need to select this one, and this is going to be minus 30 to this side. Minus 30 will be there. Okay, so sorry, that is a length. Okay, no problem. Just a second, let me find out. So this is the point. So let's go for that and modify. Select this editable poly and can go for this cut, and here I would find out the snap points. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so for this cut, it's not adapting this point. Okay, so I just tried this one. So I have to go with the random. Okay, so let me just escape and delete this one. Delete. Okay, so for this, I have to go with the random. I just tried this tape option, so this doesn't work here. So let's go to this editable poly now. Let's select this editable poly, and from this top view, I'll go to this cut option. So let me show you that if I go with this cut option, so how it will do. And you have to connect from this point to this point, and you have to make it straight so you can understand when this will be a perfect line, so there will be no distortion to this line, so you can easily understand. So you have to go manually here, and that is done. And here you have to click here to deselect. Now come to this perspective, and there you see that I have just cut this surface only, this surface only. Okay, and suppose if I go for this quick slice, go for top again. Now if I go for this quick slice, so this will make a slice for this element here. You have to make it straight, then click. Okay, and then click on this quick slice to exit. Now come back, and here you can see that this has made a slice for this total element. Okay, so what is the requirement? As per that, you choose either quick slice or cut to add edges, and as per that you will add vertices, and you will be dividing your surfaces or polygon. So polygon are these surfaces. Okay, fine. So now let me go for this selection polygon, and then let me extrude it. Okay, so for that I will choose the value like 250, enter. Okay, so this way I can extrude, and I need the total height 500 to extrude. So I will extrude in two parts, 250, and then I will go for this plus 250, so that I will have this edge. Okay, so it will like this part is extruded, and from that another part is extruded. Okay, so then finally click on this OK button, and that is done. And now let me go to the left view there. And now I'll press 1 for vertices. Now let me select these two vertices, and now let me move to this side. Let me select these vertices. Let me move to this side. Okay. You can just select this also and create like this. Okay, so what is the requirement? As per that, you choose it. Like this also you can do it if it is needed. You can make it like this also if it is needed. So what is the requirement? As per that, you choose it. All right. Now let me come to the front view there, and I have this part, and now let me just edit it like this. Okay, and you can add some more segments so that you can divide it more better. Okay, so let me show you that. All right, fine. uh, F, and here let me go for this like this way. So make it as per the design. All right. Okay, fine. Now let me go for 4 so that I can select all these things, all these surfaces. So make sure whenever when you are selecting, it can move. So don't quickly select, like you can like move this way. So make sure you are selecting only, holding control. This is selected right now. Okay, and let me on this, and then I can like create this insert option so that it will add another surface with a specific distance like this, like this. Okay, so I will go with like let me try 25. Yeah, so that is fine. And after that, you can push it a bit. Okay, so I will push it later. Click on this, and then I can push it a bit. Okay, so you can give it a value. So here you have this transform type in window F12, and there you can give it a value like 20 or 25 or 15. What is the value? You just type. Okay, and that is pushed. There you can see, right? Now I'll be selecting these things, and I can click on this. Sorry, this grow and this grow will not work here, and ring and loop you see that is not activated for this polygon. So what I'll do, I will go for this shift button, holding this shift. I will click on this, click in a loop. Okay. Okay, so that is selected. And after that, I can go with this insert again. All right. And let me go with the value. Like 10, let's go 10. Yes, okay. All right. And then what I can do, I can extrude them or later I can change them. Okay. So right now let's go with that. So that part is created. Now let me go with the front view. And here I need to add some more cuts. So for that I will go with this vertex, and then I will go with this quick slice. Now let me add some cuts over there. Okay, and that you need to make it a straight line. Click, that is created, and I will make another. So that I will go for here. Just a second. Let me select it here. Okay, and let me select it here. Click, and then come to this quick slice. Now let me select this vertex. Let me move it up. Let me select this. Let me move it up. Okay. And this one, make sure can come to this. You can just select these two. Make sure these two are selected only. Then come to front view, and then you can move it up if it is needed for your style. Okay. Okay, so let's go for it. That is done here now. Okay, and come to this left side, left view, and here you can see that is these are not properly aligned as per this, so you can align it. Select. Now let me select this too. Okay. And to the right, VR. Let me select this two. Go to F3. Let me move this two up. Okay. All right. So come to perspective view now. And you can, this way you can add more designs if you need. Let's go for front view. Okay. Suppose you need some more designs to this, you can add some more designs. And suppose here, if you need to remove, you can go for this remove, but it will remove here. So let's go to this edge. Let me select this edge and remove this edge. Not that edge. I need this edge. Okay, so for this edge I will remove. For this edge I'll remove. Okay, everything is fine now. Now let's go to the front. So let's apply. Go to 4 polygon, select it, and I will go with this bevel option. Okay, I'll go with the bevel. All right, and here let me go with, let me check what will be the value. Okay, so let's go with minus 15 here, and let, and about the this is for the height or the extrusion, the bevel height or extrusion, and this is for the bevel outline. Uh, Let me just go from 15, and that will be minus 15, and the value, let's go for 30. And let me see that it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. All right. So that is okay. You can give it less, like 12. You can go for like minus 15 so that it will increase more, or you can go for 30, so it will decrease. Okay, so you can choose what is the right option. So let me go for this, and let me choose this bevel, and I will go with this settings so that I can have all these settings. And before that, I will select this and then go with the settings. And here I will just add 15. Okay, 15 as a height, then click on OK. And now I'll select these. Let me select all this. And with this, with the previous settings, I will click just bevel. I don't need settings now. With the previous settings I can apply, or else you can click on this setting. So with the previous settings you have done it, so altogether you have done it. So make it separately. Okay, then click yes, and then select, go for bevel, select, then, and don't forget to click on this right check. That is done. And let me click on one, and here for these vertices I need to place them on this point. Okay, so remember how much is the distance for this outline? That is 15, right? So I need to move 15 to this side, right? And here you can just check, this is okay, like you can go for 15 there. So let me just undo it, and let's go for F12, and there you can write down minus 15, enter, and that is matched. Done. Okay, and you can add some more things. Now let me come back to perspective F3. Okay, and for this edges, what I can do, I can add chamfer so that I can have curves here. All right, so let's select all these edges, and then I have this chamfer option. I'll go with this chamfer. Now this is the edge chamfer amount, how much amount you want to provide. Okay, and this is the chamfer depth. Okay, and this is like chamfer end bias. So this will give you chamfer depth, and this will create like this. And this is the chamfer segments like this, and now can give it a depth like this, and it will create a curve like this. Okay, with this segments, you can add more segments with this. You just see these things are added here, and you can give more value to it. You can give it a more value. You can create like this, and chamfer amount, you can give it a more, and then it will sorry, this depth will work more better if you give the more chamfer amount, and then you give it more value. Okay, like that it will work. And about this, all right, so after that, how much it is needed, you can choose it. And here you can make unsmooth and smooth with this chamfer. So let's click on OK, and that is done, created. And now I'll come to this symmetry, and that you can see that is symmetrically done here. All right. Okay, and now I need to make it smooth. So for that, I'll select it, and here I have a mesh smooth option, mesh smooth. Here I'll be choosing this mesh smooth. Okay, and I will give it a more iteration. Okay, and here you can choose the subdivision method. Like you can choose classic, so it will create more division. You can choose quad output. This kind of output will give you less division. Okay, so that you can choose, and here you can see this kind of effects we are getting here. Okay, and I will add a details after it. So let me come to this editable poly here again, and I will go for this, and let me select this. Or let me select this outside. Okay, let's. All right, and then I can go for this bevel option. I don't need that much. Okay, let's go with this, and then come to this mesh smooth, and that is created here. Okay. All right, so this is created now. Right. And after this, if you don't need to change anymore, okay, if you don't need to apply all this editable poly anymore, you will not be changing anymore, and you don't want anyone to change anymore. So for that, what you can do here, you right click, and you will have this collapse all option. So let me just select this mesh smooth, click here outside of it, and you can click on this collapse all, and you can click on this yes option, and this will remove everything in the stack of all select objects. Okay, here all this modify parameters will be deleted. You can click on no, so it will not be. Suppose you have mistake and click on hold and yes. So that is there and you can still edit it as a editable poly. Okay, now let me go for it. And if I click on this, sorry, just scroll down, click on collapse all and click on yes. So you have this things. And now let me uncheck this and this is your so far done. Okay. So this how we create. Now let me go to the top view, F3, and now let me create, go to create, go to cone. Let me come to front view there and W that will be placed here. Let's place it here. Okay. And it will be little less. Come to modify option. Leg 1. And about the radius, let me change it to 75. And about this radius, let me change it to 25. Okay, so that is placed here. And now let me come back to top again. And I'll be selecting this cone. Then go for the mirror. And I'll create copy or instance. Let's choose instance. And the offset value is like C500. I think that I have provided, I think. Let me go to 0 and let me check. Okay, so it will go to the minus direction. Minus 3500. Okay, that's not the right because I have reduced, I think. Uh, I'm going to give like let me go with 0. Okay, let me go with the 0 and let's click on OK. And then let me come to this mirror center and then I can position at the center. Okay, at the center of this object. Or you can on this snap here and midpoint or the center face, you can on this. And there you can snap. If you're having any like center point, then you can snap it there. Or you can have it the midpoint. So you can just align at the mid. Okay, so that is aligned, I think. Oh, this one is the mid. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that is right. Now that is done. And this way you can mirror to this side as well. Okay, so let me have. And after that, you can go for this group. You can group it. Let me select this and you can go for group, give it a name. Click. sofa, click on OK, and that is created. Okay, so this is how we create poly model in this 3ds Max. So thank you all. This is all for today. I hope you understand. If you have any queries, you can ask me.